RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, yo. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scopin, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What it do is Shuttleworth the God, aka the GOAT artist, LB Lauderdale boss, the Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ringing in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What up, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxer in the building. RingGangRadio.com in the building. Let's get it.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer. You know what I mean? You know, as always, man, we thank you for keeping our city safe, you know, from Krang and Shredder and all of them, you know what I mean? You know, the foot soldiers kicking ass as always, man. Yes, sir. So with it. So yeah, there's been plenty of happenings going on in boxing lately, which is a good thing. You know, boxing's starting to pick up a little bit, you know, in terms of the news and the things that get announced, and unfortunately some other things that have happened.
Some good news, some bad news.
Some good news, some bad news. Yeah, that's the perfect way of putting it. The first thing, obviously, we're talking about is now that Golden Boy had their first show since the COVID hit on Friday, I believe. Yeah, it was Friday. Headline, you know, with the main event with Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Samuel Vargas. The undercard itself, the first two fights, nothing really memorable, or especially one fight, not too interesting. But it was the third fight that got a whole lot of interest. And it's the wrong type of interest, by the way. I am talking about.
Hey! No fade.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was the wrong.
No fade is a wrong fade.
Well, technically, I mean, this type of fade is probably one that probably should have never been sanctioned. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I mean, let's just go get into it. Like. Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Sinisa Superbad Estrada. She was, you know, facing Miranda Atkins. Now, Miranda Atkins, what I believe was a replacement, and she was 5-0, 5 knockouts. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so either this one it's an inflated record, or she's one of those diamond in the rough women fighters, because it does happen. Like, there's some women fighters that don't get enough attention, and they do, and all of a sudden, like, find out, damn, you know.
Yeah, because if it happens in men's boxing, it happens in women's boxing too, you know.
Right. And I was talking to LB about this during the fight. I was like, hey, define something that'll probably break the mind. So like, I was thinking to myself, this should be interesting. Until, you know, the bell rang and everything, and they already told, like, the zone already has a sob story about Atkins and her mother passed away from cancer and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this is good human interesting. Until the bell rang and you see Atkins squared up with both her hands up like this to her face, not even in no type of stance. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, this is like novice level, beneath novice level.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm thinking, are you fucking kidding me? And then Estrada too, because you see, you know, first she's like, okay, I'm going to feel it until she sees that, and then she immediately went in, and then let off a 3-punch combo, boom, 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 and then Atkins stumbles a little bit to the left, but he still has her, you know, her arms already up, and then so Estrada landed like a 4-punch combination. Body shot, which brought her hands down, and a left hook and a right hand that pretty much put her out. You know,
out cold
in 7 fucking seconds. Yeah, and the first thing I did, I text LB and I put ha 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 ha. I couldn't believe the fuck that I fucking saw.
Which is facts. He did really write out ha 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 ha. Like.
Yeah, like. And I was thinking to myself, you've got to be shitting me about this. Like, did that shit really happen? Like, did this knockout really? And like, she was out cold on that apron. Like, her eyes closed. She wasn't moving or nothing like that. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, this is somebody's black eye. You know, LB, man, what did you think of this?
I mean, it's unfortunate that Golden Boy fucked up the matchmaking on that. Because obviously the blame is on them. I'm not gonna, get at Estrada for that. Like, we want to see knockouts. Shit. Just imagine if Carissa Shields would have had a knockout like that.
Exactly.
And that's what we've been talking about. Like, someone of her stature get a knockout like that, she's everywhere. You have people memeing this damn super bad KO.
Yeah.
Like, even like some of the NBA voiceover guys were memeing this shit. I think Pete Rock had it on his damn IG. Like,
yeah, no, this shit was all over my Facebook too. And like I said,
it's kind of like a gift and a curse. Like, women's boxing needed that, but you kind of wish that it was more of a proper opponent.
Right.
So, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, for Estrada, I mean, this is like, I mean, she's already came up last year outshining Canelo with her fight of the year against Marlon Esparza, and then and that was a bloody fight. But no one, unfortunately, I mean, in terms of it going viral, getting like the mainstream attention, it didn't get that. But this one got her attention. Like this is the type of shit that will make her must see, and probably make any woman fighter a must see.
I feel like the whole sport of women's boxing benefits from that.
It should be, especially Estrada, because Estrada's she's actually one of my favorite female fighters. She's really good. So, I mean, it couldn't have happened to a better fighter.
And it couldn't have happened to a worse fighter.
Yeah,
it could happen to a worse fighter, yeah.
Yeah, no, but
it did happen to the worst fighter.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how the hell did they pick? Like, I mean, I'm good. Golden Boy and the commission too, who sent.
I mean,
for failing.
It's terrible. I don't know who sanctioned that shit, but this kind of is should be a lesson learned. Let this be a lesson to any fucking novice that wants to fucking think that they have it. I mean, go for it, but I mean, for all the people that this shatters some dreams.
Because remember, we're saying go for it, but remember, the opponent on the other side of the ring is going to go for it too.
Right. And my thing is, honestly, after a knockout like that, Miranda Atkins should just retire. Like, honestly, she needs to be retired from.
She's 42. She started taking up boxing at 39.
Right.
Oh wow! The real crime is who's the 5 people they found that she could knock out.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm probably gonna go to YouTube later just to figure out if she has a fight on there, just because I want to see the level of. I mean, if she just froze, or she's a bad motherfucker, and she just lost confidence. I want to know.
Yeah, well, she a bad motherfucker that lost to a super bad motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying?
I can only think of one fucking example that was on this level of atrocious. I can't remember who the fucking fight was. Who the fighters were, but I remember it was on ESPN. They had this one dude on there that like looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and he got knocked out in like the first round. I think it was like 30 seconds. Shit, I'm really trying to remember. It was last year, but this was on that type of level of like this guy.
I think I know, but honestly, in women's boxing, it's actually more common. Like, I know Christy Martin used to be knocking some broads out that had absolutely no clue what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, that's true, but damn, I mean, this lady really looked bad. Like, I mean, did no commissioners or promoters go to the gym, be like, let me see, where's she training at? Let me see her hit the bag. Like, because obviously, you could tell if somebody knows what they're doing by the
exactly. Like, I did not, I didn't know about the backstory. I tuned in just as the fight was like, literally the bell was ringing. And as soon as I saw the way her hands were just fucking shelling up, like the way, like I know what that's like, because I've done that when I was a super novice of just shelling up, like not upright, not looking like you don't know what you're doing. Like, I'm like, this girl's yes, literally. And the minute she got hit, she shelled up. didn't move, just shelled up. Like you can tell immediately.
Nothing, just deer in headlights.
Like if anything, Superbad did her a favor. Like fucking no wasted punches. Okay, you know what? She don't know what she's doing. Okay, let me just get her out. Bing, bing, bing. Like fucking 7 seconds. No punches wasted. Bitch, I don't get paid by the hour.
Right. And it was funny too, because like immediately, and luckily that Superbad, she missed the cleanup right hand. Because I mean, because if she had landed that, she would have been carried out on a stretcher. You know, so it was, you know, and she knew that shit was over. As soon as she fell, she got ghost, and the referee was waving that shit off.
Yeah, it was a wrap. And you know, she ain't celebrated or just like, I knocked out, you know, Hakeem Rockman or somebody. Like, it was just, you know, like, another day at the office, you know, hey, I didn't tell her to fight me. Like, you know, she signed it. They brought her to me. It is what it is. And, you know, so she was humble about it, modest. Wasn't no Eric Morales, let me step over you type shit.
Right.
Fucking, she didn't Tyron Lue her, you know. She kept it moving.
Yeah, she kept it moving, you know. And like I said, I mean, low key, as we mentioned before, like women's boxing needed that, and also probably the Zone needed something like that to go viral because that video clip went viral. I mean, I've never seen a women's KO that fast ever. You know, so they're gonna milk that. You know, 7-second KO. Yes, that's the one that KO'd abroad in 7 seconds. They're gonna milk that shit. It's all over. It's over. And the kind of funny too is the Zone and Golden Boy. Like they showed that whole fight like twice during that whole broadcast.
Honestly, the one thing that I will say is, for as much publicity that this is getting, which is cool because I like Estrada and I'm happy she's getting, you know, some shine. I really, really hope that this doesn't, you know, make networks be more reckless with who they're looking for as replacement fighters, because this lady should not have gotten that shot. She was nowhere near ready. But, you know, then they see that and it makes for a highlight reel and then think, oh, well, we don't care, you know, how qualified this replacement fighter is. Hey, you know, at least it'll make for a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't play boxing and that didn't look like it was fun at all.
Right. And and luckily for her, Miranda seems to be okay. And it's just like, but there could be situations where where that can easily go left, and then, you know, someone gets seriously injured, you know, because like I said, it was that bad.
It makes me wonder, like, as a fighter, like did she even know she was gonna fight somebody on the caliber of fighter Superbad is? Like, you know, did you?
She knew. She had to have known. Like, I'm like.
Are you saying women are that delusional?
No, I don't think she's being delusional. I just think, you know, it's good. It's a good paycheck. Like, you're gonna get your ass whipped, but I mean, I'd say she made out pretty well, honestly, all things considered. Like,
I don't know about all that. You don't get bodied in 7 seconds on TV and and you made out very well.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse. She could have been pummeled for Lord knows how many rounds. Like,
I don't even think she's the type of caliber of fighter to withstand a pummeling.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that too.
Estrada, like, if Estrada would have just went over there and you know, and Chris Birded her to death with jabs and peppered her, by the time the right hand got open, she would have probably dropped her and KO'd her with that. But instead of doing that shit, she just went straight to it, like, fuck it. Because this is the thing, man. You box, you in the ring, it's like a shark. You know who's a threat, who could do something, who you could overwhelm, and she sensed it and handled it.
Yeah,
of course.
Like I said, because the comment she threw, like I said, you mean she threw the body punch for her to drop her hands, and she went upstairs, quick, boom, 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 and then she did it again. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah. You know, I'm just saying it was merciful. Honestly, it was a merciful second beatdown.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know, but that's the type of fight you just don't want to see repeated again. You just don't want to see that type of. I mean, because it was super ugly. It was just like
Superbad made it super ugly.
Left the condom on the baby seat ugly, or like we talking that ugly? I mean,
yeah. it was something else, man. The commissions, I'm pretty sure. I know, like, boxing Twitter was all up in arms about that shit. Well, if they weren't sharing the video clip, they would not have.
It was fuckery. So fuckery breeds.
Right, and truthfully, like I said, that card needed it by that point.
Yeah, it kind of was dull.
I was like falling asleep. Like, an old friend called me up. I'm talking to them, having a whole 20-minute discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
you needed that, like, bring the reality back. Like, look, hey, we all watching boxing.
Yeah, that's literally why I didn't catch anything else before the final bell. Because like the last fight before that was so like fucking dull. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a sandwich. So.
But you had a harder fight trying to get the mayonnaise out the bottom of the jar than the damn bout that was going on.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Get it.
No, man. But after that, Shane Mosley Jr. fought, and God bless him. He tried.
Oh, don't even.
He says that.
Don't even.
He
don't
tried.
Encourage him.
Damn.
But I just don't think he has it.
No, you're being nice. He's really, really bad.
Nah, I ain't gonna say he's really, really bad.
I mean, maybe because the caliber.
We expect so much from him. That's why he's really, really bad. But the thing is, he's average.
No, I didn't mean like really, really bad. Like, considering who of all the father-son combos, he might be like one of the worst.
Shit, I think more so than the fucking Chavez Jr.
Yeah, even Chavez Jr. is that like shit. This even Camacho Jr. is better than this guy, and Camacho Jr. was a fucking bum.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Damn, oh no, jeez, like I don't think. Wow, like, cause this is the thing. When I get from Shane Mosley Jr., I see like a big athletic kid who has power, has some type of speed. He has some type of technique, but for some reason, he doesn't bring it all together. It's like it's like seeing somebody play chess, but they're not familiar with all the pieces, so they do certain rookie shit or things that.
It just doesn't seem like it. It just doesn't seem like it comes natural to him, which is weird.
The funny thing's too, because he was on the season of Contender when I watched, and he looked like he actually improved until, of course, he made it to the finals against Brandon Adams, who proceeded to give him one of the worst pummelings I've ever seen, without him actually getting KO'd. It was just like
he's tough, like Shane. Like,
he's tough. He has the chin.
He does have that. Yeah, he does have that.
But he just can't put it together like in a whole complete form. Like, all his forms are just off or lacking because. He's a big guy. He has some speed. He has the power. He has the shit that you want a fighter to have, but the defense needs work.
Yeah, for sure.
And like certain shit he does is just the ring general shit.
He has none.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he has no identity. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, I'm not trying to sound like no asshole, but I just feel like it's the ring identity he's lacking. Like with Shane, you got the power boxing, you got the athleticism, but with his son, you just get the image, but not much else.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's weird considering who his father is. It just seems like he doesn't have a real feel for it. It doesn't come natural. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's just like that's why it seems like I'm being so hard, but I just don't see anything.
But then I don't think he's gotten the benefit of the doubt, like the hype with his name, the way Chavez Jr. and Camacho Jr. did.
Well, Camacho Jr. pretty much fizzled out like quick. Like
he did, and he had that one tough ass fight. Was it with Jorge Paez Jr. or it was
Was it Jesse James Leija?
It was somebody he had a tough ass fight with. I'm trying to think. Was it the undercard of what's that shit? Barrera or Juarez 2? I remember him really having struggles on some undercards, and we kind of just figured out who he was and what his ceiling was. Chavez Jr. struggled for years on these damn top ranked cards. And
hell yeah.
They had to build a super fight with him and fucking John Duddy. Like, that was trash. He looked good for like maybe 3 fights, and then they handed him belts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, Chavez Jr. looked better than the other two that we mentioned. Chavez Jr. He just had a ceiling.
Peak is like short as fuck. Like,
no. The issue with Chavez Jr. was he had a ceiling and he reached the ceiling, but because of his father's name, it fucking blew off the roof and fucking blasted him into the sky.
Right.
Yeah, this guy went from a welterweight to a fucking light heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much took Lemieux knocking him cold for him to be like that. That was the end. Like, there was no other chances after that. When Lemieux knocked him cold and won, that was a wrap for him. Mosley Jr. is heading towards a brutal knockout, especially he's fighting that middleweight too. So, like, I mean, the second that Golden Boy puts him in with a high powered middleweight, he's gone. And it's I just don't see it with that kid, But I mean, God bless him, he's trying, but I think it's too late. I think it's too late for any type of real improvement. He is who he is at this point.
Yeah, because for a guy of his stature, he shouldn't be, getting just walloped like that by a guy like Brandon Adams.
Yeah, by a damn jobber. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say all that, but no one's gonna look at Brandon Adams.
I'm talking about last night. Yeah, no, Brandon Adams isn't the jobber. I'm talking about the jobber that he faced on that card.
Yeah, I mean, he handled him, but it's like he didn't handle him. It's like he was. You winning, but you keep the controller keeps slipping out your hand. So, or you keep hitting pause by accident, or and so the other guy is getting hits on you that you shouldn't be getting hit with.
Right.
So that was the whole Shane Mosley Jr. fight. Like, it's, I was entertained though. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't a bad fight, but it's just like you see this and it's like you don't think this kid has it. It's like, he should really try to go into something else. Do something else with his life before he gets brutally knocked out.
Damn.
Because he has everything. Like, he should try movies or something. Use that name. He has the look. Like, he's not no ugly dude. He tall, big, got the pop. Like, be on one of these shows or something. Like,
right.
I'm sure he could bring something to the table in regards to that. Like,
this boxing game's not for him, man. He needs to preserve his brain. Do something else.
I don't want to see him get hurt or anything.
Right. Like I said, I'm sure Golden Boy will probably put him in there with somebody else, probably in the very near future, and then we're gonna be like, yeah, we told you so.
Yeah, they're gonna throw him in there with Munguia.
Oh, God forbid. Actually, you might not want to put that in the air because they can easily make that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the feds is listening. The boxing feds might make that happen.
Right. The boxing gods hear all, bro.
Like, these guys talk about shitty fights, but then they're always suggesting them. And then when people make them, they're like, oh. Like, what is it?
Oh, man. Well, but like I said, like LB said, that fight was entertaining enough, and he did get the win. So we'll see where he goes. But yeah, the main event, man. I think that's the one that everyone was pretty much waiting for. Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Samuel Vargas. Obviously Samuel Vargas I wouldn't say he's a step up because Ortiz has had opponents that were better.
This is a good lateral move that just showed you, like, hey, Samuel Vargas is a respected jobber. He's tough. He's been in there with the top names.
Yep, like Khan, Garcia.
Put hands on some of them.
Yep, yeah. It's just a name. It's a good name to have at this point in his career.
Could have been a worse name, but we're looking at it as, like, can Vergil Ortiz be more impressive than these other guys who fought him?
Exactly.
And the answer was yes.
He was. Yeah, and Ortiz, God bless him, like, he tried. He tried his hardest. Because at first, like, he was just taking, like, his chin was on some good shots. I was like, okay, he's taking these shots pretty well. And in some points, he was even like rolling with those punches and countering.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had no effect though. Ortiz, all it did was just make Ortiz increase the level of fade he was handing out. And dude, pretty much you like to see good combination punching. And Ortiz Jr. was landing them combos fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
his combination punches is very
with
good.
Bad intention. There's not no flurry. Like, okay, here guys, you know, shoot shine, la 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 la. No, like, die.
He places his punches very. Yeah, he places his punches very well. Like he doesn't flurry wild. You know what I'm saying? Bad intention. You know, there's not much. And footwork. I like his footwork too. His
footwork looked like it improved. Like he was angles. He was all over the place.
He put himself in. He put himself in, like his footwork was putting himself in position to land like the right punches, and I enjoyed that. His footwork really did improve.
Yeah, especially with the pivots he was pulling. Even though the ref, called one of those pivots illegal. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's a legal pivot. Like,
yeah.
But it was like.
Matter of fact, that's the same. I think Roy Jones did that same move to James Toney, but James Toney spun around and clocked him.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, you watch boxing enough, you can see, like, it was a fair move, but I guess the sunning was too flagrant for Jack Reese.
Yeah, no, and the thing is too is Ortiz pulled that pivot off, and he didn't even like actually throw the punch. Like he actually waited for him to turn around and shit like that.
Thought I was watching like a Dragon Ball Z episode or something where the villain just teleports and he's like, like try harder. Like, I'm like, damn, like Goku, get him!
I'm behind you.
Oh man, yeah. But then after that, though, like I said, it was just a brutal beatdown. Like Vargas was he simply absorbed too much. Like I was thinking, like he had the chin, but yeah, when you get hit like that constantly, like hitting like with fades, over and over again, unless you got like a McCall type of chin, that shit's gonna through.
Fucking how. I would feel ashamed if I was Khan. Like, how you let a fighter with half the fights that you got fucking look way better against the same opponent that you face? Like,
well, let's go this way. That fight with Khan is probably the reason why Vargas gets paid to get to be the opponent now.
Facts.
Yeah, because like I said, you drop Khan in the fight, and I remember they showed the clip of Vargas with dropping Khan, and I remember that crowd went silent. Because Khan was out there really hurt.
And the thing is, he was still occasionally tagging Khan for the rest of the fight, where it kept you intrigued because you're like, damn, maybe he could drop him again.
And he almost did too.
Yeah, so it's like it's one of those. Like, I mean, if he was any better, he would have had the same type of performance Julio Diaz had.
Right, exactly. But at least Julio Diaz is a respected fighter.
Yeah, but still, he was moving up in weight.
Yeah, Khan. Yeah, this pretty much lets a lot of people know that Khan was, he was almost done. He probably is done now. Just he's not taking the fights that will really put him in that lane.
It's been all downhill since that Chris Algieri fade. I'm just be honest.
Yeah.
It's like the last hurrah was that Devin Alexander fight.
Yep, basically.
And ever since then, it's been just downhill. Like
that was fucking what, 7 years ago? No, 6 years ago. God damn. It's been a long, steep decline since then.
Yeah, but at least Vargas was actually able to benefit off that. So, like I said, even with this performance too, because he bravely tried to fight Ortiz, but he was just overwhelmed, and he was just getting pummeled. Like
you saw the difference in levels there.
Yeah. Like Reese literally stopped that fight like 1 second before the round was over. I thought he was going to escape that round because Ortiz hit him with the body so many times. Like even Ortiz was like, I was surprised he didn't go down from the body shots because he whacked that body repeatedly. It was just like, and Vargas was just like, Vargas was feeling it. Like you see it in his face, he was grimacing and everything like that.
Yeah, he was in pain the whole time. Like that was an ass whooping. Like that was on some Trinidad shit, but with better footwork.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too that he didn't care where Ortiz was clocking him in his shoulder, his arms, like he was really hitting him there hard, like he was winding up and hitting him there. And I was like, okay, that's the way to do it. Arms. I don't know.
Hit him everywhere.
Yeah, hit him everywhere. It's a legal place. Hit him. And I was just cringing when he was landing those shoulder shots. I was just like, oh my god, he's trying to break those arm.
Those body shots were fucking tough to watch. You could he was really digging them in. I could feel that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that's the type of ass whooping Atkins was in for if she was tough like Vargas.
Right.
So yeah, once again, I don't think she would even got past the first round of that type of shit. So
even with the 2 minutes and shit.
Yeah, even with the 2 minutes.
Oh man, but yeah, that was an impressive performance by Vergil Ortiz. And like I say, he pretty much now. I mean, I'm pretty sure now Golden Boy is trying to position him as like the next cash cow. I mean, as we all know, Golden Boy has some issues going on with Ryan Garcia and Canelo and stuff like that. So
everybody really.
Yeah, so someone like Ortiz is actually getting some shine in there. So I mean, you can see them; they're gonna be ready to really put the push right behind them, like put the whole 9 behind them. And then
because Vergil Ortiz been the only one who's been holding Golden Boy down.
Right.
Nobody else, and maybe it's because the management in that regard. Because we talked about Canelo and his damn shenanigan sweepstakes.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about Ryan Garcia and his Twitter rants and all his bullshit where he still hasn't fought anybody worth a damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's about to fall down in the pecking order. He already has, actually.
Yeah, he has. Like maybe you could say Devin Haney eclipsed him, but the only thing is I don't think he's fought somebody on Jason Velez level, so you got that. But damn, that was 2018.
Right. Yeah. So.
Jason Velez looked good against Oscar Valdez, so I kind of I respect Ryan Garcia, but now it's like
hopefully that Luke Campbell fight gets signed. So
he needs that fight. My goodness.
They keep talking about it, but I'm not seeing no pen to paper. Sign the contract.
It's the Golden Boy way. We keep talking about a fight long enough till you think it's signed and something else happens.
Exactly.
You see it with Canelo.
Exactly. So at least with Ortiz though, he won impressively, and then he was calling out. He called out Danny Garcia and he called Keith.
Now we're getting a little carried away now.
Nope.
No.
Nah, he did what he had. He did what he's supposed to do. We want to hear that.
No,
yeah,
I think he's ready for those guys.
I don't know.
I'd like to find out.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I'm tired of these. I want a guy to reach for greatness. Like we don't have enough Fernando Vargases right now.
I was just gonna say Fernando Vargas. You want to give him the Vargas treatment?
No. Vargas got the greatness treatment. Fucking say he wasn't ready for Trinidad when he's damn got wins over Raul Marquez, Cortez.
No. I never said he wasn't. Yeah, I never said he wasn't ready for.
No, you didn't say that he's ready.
No, and that was always a
the
stupid
whole case with him.
No, that was always a stupid narrative. Because he fought.
They fed him to Tito, like, bruh, like I don't know, like. I don't think that's fair. I think he earned that.
He earned. He had the victory to make it a fight with Tito. On paper.
He fought Winky. He fought Cortez. Like.
Yeah, he fought Yuri Boy.
Yuri Boy. Like.
So Dude was ready for Trinidad. He just unfortunately Trinidad was just Trinidad that night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Vargas fighter fought A+ fighter.
And then that Vargas's whole thing, whole thing about eating shots really took a toll because it wasn't like he was a defensive wizard anyways. So when
Vargas had some defense.
Not enough.
Basic.
Not enough.
Basic.
Well, damn. Like, there's a whole lot of fighters ain't have enough defense for Trinidad.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, but against Trinidad, basic isn't gonna cut it.
Yeah, no, but because before Trinidad, Vargas was, used to fight mean, like really mean. Like, dude used to be like a fucking bull when he was fighting.
Yeah, against Trinidad, he had you saw him slipping, parrying, and all that shit. Like he had to be aware of the punches coming at him. So yeah,
yeah. But the thing though is like he ate so many vicious left hooks. I mean, those left basically. I mean, that fight. I mean, as we all know, that fight pretty much ruined him, and he never really took shots that well again after that.
Wouldn't it be the first guy Tito ruined? So that's the thing. I can't really, fault him like that. He just ran into
he was
a greater
the first
fighter.
He was the first, but he wasn't the last.
Exactly, so.
Because David Reed got ruined, even though we know the whole shit with the eye and everything, but still, like.
Yeah, and then Maia got his chin cracked too. Before that he was the same way, eating shots and shit. But after Tito, that chin kind of eroded kind of quick.
Your power bar don't stay on green after a Tito fight. That shit just be yellowish now. It be like that neon yellowish green, like it's not that bright forest green no more. You're never the same. So yeah, I want to see Vergil Ortiz with the top guys. A good fight with you guys would be good.
Yeah, I mean, even the fight that they can actually make on the zone side with Rashidi Ellis, that at least would be a decent fight to figure, because both of them, they're at the same level. It's just like they both need step up fights, especially Rashidi Ellis. So it's like,
and I feel like one of these top guys, they need to take the challenge, because I feel like Vergil Ortiz has been more impressive against better fighters than Spence was when Spence was at that level calling out Thurman.
Right.
Spence wasn't fighting nobody dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't fighting nobody would be like, Like, think about it. Like, the Orozco fight is a better fight than a lot of these guys had.
Right.
Yeah, I want some chips.
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm eating fruit snacks.
This nigga and his sweets.
Welch's ass.
That's exactly
ass nigga.
Oh,
just be good though.
But like I said, Ortiz, like his time has come. Like, put him in there, Golden Boy, like, explore, source something with top rank or fucking PBC. But yeah, it's
even though that shit's not happening anytime soon.
They need to. I don't know, for some reason Golden Boy most often makes the right move with Vergil Ortiz, but it's just everybody else they can't get a hold of. Like,
I mean, we'll have to wait.
Promote black fighters worth a damn.
Yeah, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait 6 years for that. For a Ortiz Boots fight.
I mean, we have to. I mean, so far we have to wait for lots of things for a Boots fight. I mean, we're
like Boots is the wrong name for to be mentioned right now. I feel like he has to do his part in promoting, and getting up there. Like right now, he just potential. He's almost like a Ryan Garcia. Like so much potential, but
I feel he has a higher ceiling than Ortiz personally.
Yeah, I mean it's possible, but I gotta see him in with the type of opponents to determine. Because right now, it's like people doing the same shit they did with Spence.
Right.
Like I don't think Spence is like pound for pound top 10 or nothing, like maybe top 15, but he just literally fought his best opponent last year. And how much niggas was hyping him up for like 3-4 years?
It's true.
So it's like, I'm not one of these quick to anoint niggas right here. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Vergil Ortiz really been on his shit though.
Exactly. And that's all you can ask. So I mean, you just want to see it pay off.
You guys, Maurice Hooker, those are two good names. If Figgy could get back down to 147 and he needs to prove himself, I think that's a good fight as well. Omar Figueroa.
Yeah. Somebody, but yeah,
somebody.
Yeah, its time has definitely come. So, hopefully, I mean, I don't know in the era of COVID, if they're gonna try to risk putting him in there or whatever, but hopefully by next year that we can say that okay, that Ortiz has actually made some real moves. So
yeah, because he's at the level where he's ripe. You know, he's on point. Like me personally, like he has a bad style for a lot of people. Like,
right,
I wouldn't want to spar this dude. Like,
right.
like I choose Wilder over this cat. Like real shit. I'm looking over. I'll just look out for one punch and some bad footwork, as opposed to a nigga throwing, 7-8 combinations and speed, fast footwork. And he's already your size or bigger. Like, no, I don't want all that.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's gonna take somebody's gonna have to step up and say, look, somebody's gonna have to sacrifice themselves for the good of boxing to deal with this kid, bro.
Right.
And I'll be there to see it.
Exactly. Oh man. So I mean, like I said, overall the card was. I mean, it turned out to be decent. I mean, there were some. I mean, at least there were some highlights. So hopefully, I know next month Golden Boy will have their. We'll have another card. Oh, actually, no, Golden Boys is next month. There's 2 on the zone, but Golden Boys is end of next month. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, that things improve by then.